Welcome back to my channel. I'm James. Today we're going to be reviewing and deep diving into the 1998 film Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. It has Johnny Depp, Benicio del Toro, and a bunch of supporting cast in it. It's by Terry Gilliam, and he is one of those directors that is kind of more zany films. They're more out there, they've got more effects in them, camera lenses, colors, vibrant things coming at you. The camera shakes a lot in this film. It's just really one of those drug trip, mind game, mind bending, crazy films that if you haven't experienced it, it is really an acquired taste. There's a large cult following behind it. It's kind of all over the place. Some people say they hate it, some people say they love it. I'm more in the middle range, and I'll explain what I mean to that a little bit later on. But today we're going to be diving into this. I'm going to do my exclusive 4K versus Blu Ray image comparisons. I'm comparing this to the previous 2011 Criterion Collection Blu Ray release. Now, as you see above there, that is the Criterion Collection Blu Ray release. That is always the native image pulled directly from the disc. In comparison to the 4K here, which is the 4K Ultra HD release I have in my hand, this is from Arrow Video. They did a brand new 4K restoration that was supervised and approved by director Terry Gilliam himself. So the original director was involved in this. Now, Turbine and Arrow Video worked on the restoration together. And I did get Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas about a week and a half early. So I was able to dive into this. As most of you know, I did a little survey to see if this is one of those ones you wanted me to dive into and test. But I'd already been working on it. I just want to see if people were still interested in it. But good news is today we're going to go into this. Now, as you're noticing in those native images above, comparing that Criterion to the 4K Ultra HD release, the 4K is much more vibrant. It has much more depth and detail in that image. Now, there are some slight issues I did encounter that I'll explain here. Always with this film, because of the different lenses and the way that it has the shaky camera moving around to give you the effect like you're on drugs, because they're heavily on every drug you can think of. You know, I don't want to go through all the list of drugs, but let me say that they take every drug you can imagine in this film. So if you're not into films about drugs, I will warn you, it is heavy with language and heavy with drug content. As far as the film goes, though, the director tries to give you that effect by everything like from when they're vomiting to just the effects of when they're totally like stoned out of their minds and everything else. He does using the camera and different effects. In this, the color grading on this is much more vibrant than it was in the Criterion release. Even their skin tones vary drastically on this, from very tan to when they're sick to very like ghostly white or things like that. And it goes back and forth, more so than what was ever present on the Criterion Collection release. So they did do a much better scan on this that brings much more of that present because this is a 4K restoration. Now, I can tell you this was created from a new 4K scan of the original 35mm camera negatives. If you decide you're wanting to buy this after you hear my review score at the end and you're wanting to buy this on 4K, make sure to use those links I posted down in the description section and as a pinned comment in the comment section below. As far as this release goes, this is the only release worldwide that Arrow Video is releasing of this. And this is one of those UK Arrow Video releases. I can tell you though, as far as the disc that goes in this, it is 100% region free. When I get to the unboxing, I'll explain a little bit more about that. It does come with this very nice slipcover that I do like with this artwork on it. Now, I always take my sticker off and put it on here because I like those stickers. They peel back off without damaging the slipcovers because they're not super sticky. That's just a personal thing I do. Now, on this release, it does have Dolby Vision and HDR10 on it. Between the two of them, the Dolby Vision was about 5% better looking than the HDR10 because I have multiple displays that I exclusively test everything on. I have some Samsung high-end displays that only do the HDR10 metadata, and then I have obviously ones that are like my LG G2 OLED, and that one is the Gallery Edition, and that one does Dolby Vision. So when I compare them, they're all professionally calibrated displays. I can see all the differences of them side by side, and I can tell you the Dolby Vision on this did look about 5% better. It was very nice. I will say that was the one I preferred to watch it on. HDR10 still looks good, but Dolby Vision just had that slight one up. Talking about the audio mixes on this does get English DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 and 2.0 audio mix. On the 5.1, that's the one of my preferred to listen to. Though I can tell you it still has some of the inherent issues that have kind of always been present on every home video release of this. They're not gone, and what they are is like Johnny Depp's character is basically narrating, if you've seen this film, through his drug tripped out mind. he's narrating all the things he sees and like, this is back country, and he's always got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth or some other form of drug hanging out of his mouth. But anyhow, throughout it, he narrates that. But there's times when he's so tripped out of his mind that he kind of mumbles. It's very hard to hear, and it gets very quiet, then it'll get louder, and then it'll get quiet. There's some times that no matter how many times I know it's coming, I try to turn it up to be ready for it or not, it still has some of those scenes when he mumbles that you really just can't understand what he's saying. The audio mix has always had those issues though. Every release, you know, there was a Universal Blu Ray, there was obviously the Criterion Collection Blu Ray, which was one of the superior ones, which is why I'm comparing it to that one. And they've all had those issues. It's not fixed on this. It's simply the way that it was filmed, and I think to give that effect that he's like so like stoned and just out of it when he's mumbling some of those scenes, I think it's on purpose, and that's why I just think you really have a hard time understanding those scenes. But it's still present on this. So in that sense, if you're looking for the audio to be a massive upgrade that basically fixes every single issue on it when you can't hear certain things, or you know they're talking so like blah, 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 and you really can't understand it, you really can't understand it no matter what. And it doesn't matter whether it's this release or any previous release before. And when I did that, like, they literally talk that way sometimes in this film if you've never seen it. But it just shows you that they're basically just trying to give you the effect of what drugs like harmfully does to you and how like it messes with their brains to where they're not there. And they portray that pretty darn well in this film. And if you want a film that shows how drugs are bad and what it does to your body, watch this film. I mean, heck, this film will really show you how horrible drugs are to your body. But it's one of those films that it is, like I said, an acquired taste. Now, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to go down there, give this video a like and a thumbs up for me, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. Just like this exclusive comparison review, you're never going to find this content anywhere else. Make sure you go down there, give this video a like and a thumbs up for me, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification, so that way you never miss out on any of these exclusive videos here on my YouTube channel. Now, to show you what you get in this, the slipcover does say Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Universal's logo, Arrow Video. Backside it talks about it, has tons of limited edition interviews and contents that were specially done for this release. I do like all the special features in this. As far as all the special features go on each release, you're basically going to need every single release if you want every single special feature like from Criterion or Arrow Video, because each one of them licenses special features, some of them on their own. So like Criterion's has certain ones that only Criterion did versus Arrow Video has ones that only Arrow Video did. So in that case, if you want every single special feature, you'll need to own every release. Otherwise, for me, I thought the special features were fine on this release. There's literally tons of them to dive into. And I can tell you what's unique about this release. All the special features are contained on the 4K Ultra HD disc. There is no Blu Ray disc. So when I said it's region free, you don't have any issues playing that disc at all. Now here's your reversible cover artwork. As I've shown you above, I have both artworks up there showing you them. You can choose which one you want. I put this one on for the inside of the case. This is kind of more the original one with Johnny Depp's face being drugged out on it. Side here obviously it says Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas in red, and then it says the same thing on the back with just different colors behind it. Now, when you get inside here, 4K Ultra HD disc only, so there's no Blu-rays that are region locked whatsoever, 100% region free, all your special features, your new 4K transfer, all contained on a BD100 that's region free. No issues with playback, it was not over compressed, there was no issues whatsoever with it, and the image is very nicely detailed and does look very improved over the previous Blu-ray release. Much more depth, nice film grain throughout it. I didn't have any issues with film grain fluctuation, and it was very nicely presented, though I will tell you, because of the stylistic choices that Terry Gilliam has, throughout this film, you will notice those vibrant colors and things going in and out and different drug-like things on the screen. Some of it, some people thought was splotches, like, you know, when he says the bats are attacking and he's driving through the desert, or different things it shows through Johnny Depp's drug-tripped mind. Those are not something wrong, that's something stylistically that Terry Gilliam chose to purvey in this film. Now for this limited edition release, you also get a booklet, goes through the film, pictures, essays talking about it, behind the scenes, talking about choices they made in the film to present. Then it talks about the restoration in the back of the book as well. It has a nice little booklet in it. I'm not going to say it's my favorite read, mostly because it's not my favorite film. Now, as always, just because something's not my favorite film, I do the same testing and analysis that never affects my review score, because the quality of it is what I'm giving the review score for, not my personal opinion of if I love the film. Because I'll be honest with you, as always, I don't love this film. It's one of those films that, to be honest with you, there's scenes of it that make me nauseated. And I think it's mostly because of some of my medical conditions that I live with. I live in extreme pain, and I have to take some extreme pain medications to help with nausea all day long and things like that I have. This film doesn't help with that. I mean, if you know what I'm talking about, the scene when they're puking all over the place and it's showing it and everything like that, I mean, it's a lot. So it's one of those things that I don't love the film. I don't enjoy it. I don't like the portrayal of that. A lot of the drugs they're taking and things like that, they're trying to make light of that, but a lot of those drugs will kill people and harm people. And so there's a portion of that I don't like personally myself. But again, that's not going to change my review score of the film. I'm reviewing the quality of this release, and that is what I will give you the review score of. But that's just my personal thoughts about the film itself. We each have different opinions and thoughts of films themselves that are affected by our lives, and that's perfectly okay. If you have a different feeling and you love the film, that's fine for you. It doesn't mean I have to be a reviewer and to review this accurately. It just means that I don't love the film in and of itself, so it's not something that I look for to pick up and watch over and over again. There's too many things that bother me because of things that I live with, that I've had with family members and those that I've had in my life, that have had issues with some drug problems and all sorts of other things that it's not a film I love. So, and I'm not trying to share too much here, but I just want you to understand behind that. So that gives you an idea as far as that goes. Now, I did some more of my exclusive testing and dived into the rough average bitrate on this. This had an extremely high and extremely strong rough average bitrate of 89 megabits per second. Arrow Video, Turbine did an amazing job with the bitrate on this. They did not overcompress it at all. And I mean, and just to let you know, 89 is extremely strong and high for the entire film. It's very nice looking throughout it. I was very impressed with the details, and I really wish Turbine and Arrow Video would release a whole lot more of restorations like this, because it is a very impressive looking restoration. For a film from 1998, this is the best way Fear and Loathing has ever looked. And when I say ever, really does, if you sit down and even put them in, like you're seeing those image presentations above between the Criterion release and this one, it is really an impressive release they did on this 4K release. Now, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to go check out my Frighteners review. That is another massive release by Turbine, who worked on the restoration of this with Arrow Video. That Frighteners, I love that film. That 4K release is absolutely amazing. Turbine did an absolutely outstanding job on that as well. That's why I said if we can get more releases from Turbine, they do a great job working with Arrow Video. They're really a match made in heaven for a restoration studio. Turbine does some of the best restorations I've ever seen. Now, getting to my review score for Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas on 4K Ultra HD from Arrow Video, this gets a very impressive 9.4. Highly recommended if you like the film. This is the best way to experience it, hands down. The restoration that they did with Turbine and Arrow Video, as I said just a few seconds ago, is absolutely stunning. I really can't say that there's too much other than those slight things that I mentioned along the way that they did wrong with this. It really is one of those that you sit down and you just say, wow, it looks detailed. The depth, the film grain, and everything is nicely presented in this. That makes it a very enjoyable viewing experience if you like this film. And again, I'm referencing if you like this film. As I said, not my cup of tea. But as always for all of you, I do my work, due diligence to give you these accurate reviews. 9.4 is a very impressive release by Arrow Video, and this is the best way and the only way I recommend watching this film from now on. That is how impressive this is. If you own the previous Criterion, you won't want to watch it on that after you see how good this looks. The fact that Terry Gilliam supervised and worked with them on this restoration makes it even better because it is presented the way the director intended it. Wow, it really is. I can't wait to see what else Turbine and Arrow Video do. I really think they're a match made in heaven. If you haven't checked out like The Last Emperor, I just recently did that review as well. You're going to want to go check out that restoration. That was done by Arrow Video and Turbine as well. Turbine worked with them to do that restoration. That Last Emperor is absolutely stunning as well. As I said, they're a match made in heaven. That one was one of those that I highly recommend. If you have not checked out that release, there's a limited edition release. And when I say limited, these are limited edition releases. Once they sell out, they're gone. That one is one you're going to want to check out my review and my image comparison on that video, because that is one you're going to want to add to your collection. Make sure to go watch that video after you get done with this video. I posted the direct links to get this down below in the description section below. If it's not available, it's been going in and out because this is coming out here in about a week and a half from when I'm releasing this review. So you'll be able to get it then. I post those direct links in the description section and as a pinned comment in the comment section below. Though if you enjoyed this video and you enjoy all the hard work and time I put behind content just like this, you need to remember I'm not sponsored and paid by anybody. I'm not paid by Arrow Video or any of these studios to do these reviews. The only way I can continue to create videos just like this is through you, my viewers and subscribers' support. It is very, very important for me to keep doing this that you join my Collectors VIP Club. It costs you less than a couple of bucks every month. You can find that change in the car seat, I'm sure, in your car, probably in your cup holder, there's enough of that. Support these videos. Join my Collectors VIP Club. Support the creation of these exclusive content because nobody else does these, because they're too expensive, too time consuming. You have to spend so much money like I do on all the equipment, the programs, all the updates. I have to constantly get new software. Constantly spending money to create videos that are exclusive just like this are extremely expensive and time consuming. It's very important if you enjoy this and you watch this content to join my Collectors VIP Club and support these videos financially. I can only rely on all of you, my viewers and subscribers, and I want to say thank you for every new VIP Club subscriber that I've been getting and every single one of you that are current VIP Club members. You drastically make a difference, and the only way I can always continue to do this is through you, my viewers' support. Don't wait for somebody else to support these videos. Don't wait for somebody else to support the creation of these. Join my Collectors VIP Club today. Don't forget to give this video a like and a thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. As always, I truly hope all of you have a blessed day, and I've always got something new, early, exclusive, and exciting coming out very soon.